Saber blade. Seek the light in darkness. Saber blade. Seek the light in darkness. Saber blade. Seek the light in darkness.
Hello. Wrong button. Hello. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday, everyone. How's everybody's Thursday going? Do we got a stacked stream today? Because we're going to be going over Tectone. I don't know if you guys know who that guy is, but he's a pretty big grifter, is what they call it these days on the internet. I've never liked the guy. I've had a lot of people get mad at me. I don't know, but people are weird. People go through my social media and they're like, why are you following Donald Trump? Why are you following Tectone? Why are you following Mizkev? Why are you following these people? It's like, bro, come on. You think I follow them because I'm a fan? No, I follow bad people because it allows me to keep up to date with things that are happening. And look at that.
Welcome to the rep
Well, we already met our goal. Thank you so much, Darcy T, with the 5 gifted memberships. I didn't even get to what I was going to get into, which was like my goal this stream was to get 3 new memberships. So welcome Twins, welcome Dante, welcome Melissa, and welcome Pebbles, and welcome Negative Nancy. Thank you so much, Darcy. You are a champ. Thank you so much. And here I was thinking, like, do I really want to stream today? I said I was going to start streaming every Thursday. I'm like, I got to do it. And look at that. You already hit my goal. Let's see if my membership goal actually updates. It's supposed to update. It may be slightly delayed. It's supposed to update to 5. The bar is supposed to change color, the membership goal up here, but I don't see it's working. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's broken. Regardless, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. W's in the chat for that. Thank you, Darcy. And welcome 5 new members. I hope you guys enjoy my live streams every single Thursday, because that's what we're going to be doing here. Anyways, going back. So I follow a lot of people that I don't like. So I've been questioned by people like, why are you following Tectone? You must be a fan. It's like, dude, are you that juvenile and dumb to think just because I follow somebody, therefore I like them? That's just not how it works. That's not how anything works on the internet. I follow a lot of people I don't like. Some people I do like. And it's really nobody's business. And if you think that's an argument for why I like, it's stupid. Okay, let's just establish that. I like to watch things. I'm an observer. Even at my job, I observe people all the time, and then I have to make decisions. Okay, do I want to talk about this person? Do I need to confront this person? Blah 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 blah. It's not that deep. Anyways, so funny enough, before we even get into the legal documents with Tectone, I found out literally not even 10 minutes before this stream started that Tectone blocked me on Twitter. Okay. I've never tweeted at him. Like, I've never tweeted at this man before. Like, I've never put him in replies like, hey, look at this. I've never done anything. And somehow Tectone went to my fucking Twitter profile and press the block button, which is hilarious to me. Which I was thinking to myself, how could he even like know who I am on Twitter, right? Because I replied to a tweet last night with some of the pieces of legal documents that was there, and he had to have went through the replies of that legal document and was just like blocking people down the line, because like I don't know how the fuck. Again, I've never talked about him on YouTube. I've never tweeted at him in any way that would, you know, I think I've replied to 1 tweet ever him on Twitter, but I was just shocked. You know, that shows a lot of effort for somebody to go out of their way and block me that I've never actually interacted with in a negative way. I think, personally, that's what I think. It makes me feel a little special, to be honest. It's just that I have that level of influence or lack of influence to have an effect that somebody has to block me who's really big on social media and a lot of people know who he is. I've really never liked the guy. He's too loud for me and just loves the presence of his own opinions. In fact, I mean, he's super like ultra. I don't know if it's an accurate term to say alt-right, but he's like an ultra grifter conservative, like super, super ultra. There's like just like, I always like to define people as like, there's liberalism and then there's, you're a libtard, right? Libtard is radical liberalism. Then there's like conservatism, and then there's like alt-right, and that's like extreme, right? Like a libtard's extreme, alt-right's extreme, and I think like any political spectrum that you're on, extremism is bad on the left, on the right, you know, and it's unfortunate, but that's the reality of Tectone, is he's a alt-right grifter. But I'm also finding that a lot of people seem to be far more right, like extreme right-leaning than I've anticipated. Some recent stuff has come out more about Turkey Tom. We're not going to be covering that today, but I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know that Turkey Tom was a big fan of Nick Fuentes, and I'm just like, I can't believe that I watched Turkey Tom casually and like liked his content only to find out that he's a big fan of Nick Fuentes. And it's just like, oh, okay. Somebody who legitimately hates women, and I don't use that term lightly, like hates women, hates Jews, hates black people, hates, like, it's just one of the worst. Nick Fuentes is a horrible person. He has said some of the most grotesque and nasty shit on the internet. It's like, dude, I can't even understand how people like that have an audience of supporters But he does pretty well financially, spouting some of the stuff that he does. And it's like, man, I'm in the wrong field. Seriously, I'm in the wrong field on YouTube. You know, I just got to be racist and hate Jews, and I'll be bringing in $200,000, $250,000 a year, something like that. All right. Oh, where do we even begin? All right, so I'm trying to. Do I want to go right into the legal documents before we even start with Tectone? I do want to, because I ended this. My last stream was talking about Lacari. If you missed the last episode, go back and check that. But we ended it with Lacari, and that was the live streamer who basically said that he likes lolicon. Not going to explain to you what that is. Go to Google, type what the meaning that is, and you can find out for yourself. And so he was live streaming. He had a folder pop up with some very questionable, inappropriate title names that involving minors and bestiality and all sorts of terrible things. Welcome, Cooling Bison. And this was on a live stream, and then he sat for an hour and tried to justify and give excuses for why 600 gigabytes of corn and a bunch of other stuff was in his files, and it was a whole thing. Anyways, a lot of people clowned on him for it because a lot of the stuff that was on his computer, or the titles of these downloads, were all involving minors, and that's rightfully so. People are like calling him out and saying like, you're disgusting and blah blah blah, and he's really into hentai and stuff like that. Anyways, make a long story short, the stream ended with that, and he made a statement. So I do want to go over that statement, because go figure, it's always after I end a stream that something happens where somebody will talk about or make a statement about something after my stream's done. It's just the way that it works, I suppose. But let's get this a little bit bigger so we can see here. All right, so last week I streamed. So Daniel, now that we're both 34, how do you feel? I don't like getting older, man. This is what he had to say, all right? During my last stream, I opened a notepad which revealed a link. A list in the link included titles that suggested child material further down. I have never consumed this type of content, nor do I think it's acceptable. I just don't know how you can have like 600 gigabytes of a folder and have really like insane, inappropriate titles with like teen and horse on a farm, right? Like, it kind of speaks for itself, right? Like, you have a bunch of these folders all saying teenager, 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 minor, minor, minor. It's like, okay, bro. Sure, nothing of that 600 gigabyte folder is illegal. Doubtful, but whatever. I have never consumed this type of content, nor do I think it's acceptable. I decided to keep streaming in an effort to downplay the severity of the situation, which was deceptive. This was a mistake that I deeply regret and apologize for. The link gave access to abusive material for anyone to see. This is serious and harmful. I recognize that trivializing abusive material on stream is not okay and can lead to very real harm. It's my responsibility to provide a safe space for my community and peers in which I failed to do so. I am taking real steps to change my ways. I've admitted myself into a corn addiction recovery program. Now, look, that will last 30 days. I don't know how long those things actually last, if 30 days is a normal standard practice for having corn addiction. But I mean, at least he's doing that, right? Like, not a pat on the back, because like, you're doing this for yourself, although I know he's saying this publicly to get people to lay off of him, because that's just what you do when you massively fuck up on YouTube or as a live streamer or something. They always go to two things, or one. There's two things. They either don't reply to it at all, or they're like, guys, I'm going to therapy to get help for my problems, which is great. Good for you, man. But like, your emotional progressiveness of development isn't my responsibility. Don't put that stuff onto me, okay? I don't give a shit if you go to therapy or not when it comes to your being a fucked up person. You're doing therapy for yourself, not to appease me, not to appease your audience, not to appease the other people. You're doing this for yourself, or at least that's what you should be doing, in my opinion, right? That's what it should be. But I am really tired of the whole, I'm going to therapy now to deal with my horrible whatever. Like, okay, you're not going to get a pat on the back from me other than saying, yes, you need therapy. But at the same time, fuck off with that shit because I don't care. Wait, are we here? What the? My stream just dipped. Drop frames. Disconnected. Hello? Chat, are we still here? Are we live right now? I just got a bunch of X's on my live stream tab that just said OBS disconnected. I don't know. Crap. Hello? Are we here? I'm gonna refresh this page. That was weird. Like, OBS fully just stopped streaming. It said there was a connection issue. All right, sorry about that. I don't know why that did that. That was weird. You know, that is something I do like about YouTube, is how, like, if a stream, like, goes down for, like, 20 seconds, it will continue streaming. I don't have to make a whole new one. So we're still here, guys. All right. I am taking real steps to change my ways. I've admitted myself into a corn addiction recovery program that will last 30 days. During this time, I'll be to work out there while also receiving professional therapy and treatment for my addiction. Browsing hentai and corn websites as an escape has been a serious problem for as long as I can remember. This treatment comes with an indefinite hiatus to my live streams to allow myself to focus on recovery so I can hopefully contribute to a net positive to society. 3.9 million views. Did you guys see? I don't even know. Did my stream conk out when I was talking about therapy and how, like, I'm not going to give you a pat on the back and don't put that emotional stuff onto me because, like, therapy is for you, not to appease your audience. And then he says, 18 hours ago, I want to clear two things up. And this was 18 hours ago. He added to his thread. I want to clear things up while I'm getting my shit together. I'm only in... I am only in to 2D content. I don't watch, seek out, or download any World 3D corn, and I do not engage with or support anything involving minors in any form. After the stream, the files and links that showed up were looked into. There is no illegal material in them. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not. It is questionable, though, when you have all those files all pertain to minors, like every single one of them. Like, I don't know. I know people did go to those links and stuff, but I'm not going down them. Yeah, nada. I ain't clicking on nothing. I am not clicking down. I'm not going down. I'll let other people do that stuff. I am not. No. After the stream, the files and links showed up where I looked in. There's no illegal material in them. The problem was how bad some of the titles looked and the fact that I didn't shut things down fast enough on stream. Okay, I mean, the titles were bad. This is on me. I handled everything poorly. I get why people are trouble, and I should have taken it more seriously in the moment. I'm owning up to that, and I wanted these facts to be clear. Thanks for allowing me this time so I can focus on fixing myself. Yeah, like, the files and links were looked into by who? The police, I hope? How the fuck are you determining whether or not what's there is legal? That's a great question. I think I follow her. Yeah, I do follow her. We investigated ourselves and cleared ourselves. You know, isn't that funny with, like, ICE? The stuff that's happening with ICE right now, where they're like, we're gonna do our own investigation on our own person executing an innocent man, Alex Peretti, on the street. You know, we took his gun away and we still shot him. 10 times, mind you, but we're gonna do our own investigation because that's what we do. You always know when people do their own investigations, you're gonna get the most transparency of anyone, of any company, of anything. That is the way that you conduct proper investigations. You have the same people do it. No, you don't do that. It's a conflict of interest. But you know, ICE is immune to everything, right? They can do all their own investigations. You know, there's a judge right now. I think it's I don't remember the guy's name. The head of ICE is being called in right now. I think it's this next week or something, to explain why they are in contempt of defying the court's orders to due process with immigrants and people who are being arrested and put into these deportation centers who are legal citizens of America. Crazy shit. I'm probably gonna cover that depending on how the court. I'm gonna see if I can. I don't know if it's gonna be documented through video or whatnot, but I'm really interested in that because we are a fuck ICE community here, and I hope that you guys can agree with that. ICE is terrible. But I'm getting distracted. I'm getting way off. We're not talking about ICE in this stream. Sorry, I get distracted. All right. So what, Lacari, we're done with that. That was all that really update there. I do want to go to this post here with Mujin. All right. And by all means, the first link in the description, if you guys want to become a member of my YouTube channel, I'm going to be redoing all of my perks and membership levels. It's the very first link. Become a member of this channel if you like my live streams. I'd appreciate it. I stream every single Thursday and sometimes on Friday, but every Thursday I will be streaming. And I really want to get memberships going because I would love to do some membership-only live streams for you guys privately if you ever want that. I want to do that, but I think it would be fun. So, Mujin, cutting all ties with Tectone. I've known about everything even before there was a lawsuit as far back as Q4 2024. What he did to the victim was incredibly disturbing and unforgivable. Any reasonable human with the slightest hint of morals would feel sick to their stomach when they heard the full details. Over the last year, plus, Tectone has attempted to rebrand himself as a patriotic American who deeply cares about God, country, and family, grifting himself into an entirely new friend group, all while deliberately targeting a new breed of followers who defend him no matter what. He made sure of this by constantly training and preparing them to hear bad things about him, twisting reality into a fan fiction about how people were only after him due to his political beliefs, even though he was innocent and just wanted to be left alone. Anytime someone would bring up what a victim said about him, he'd say that he had lawyers going after her, that it was only a matter of time before the courts would prove his innocence, and that an OF whore should never be believed. Mind you, he was the one who encouraged her to make an account there in the first place, and he would often gloat about her and gotcha content creators. All right, so I'm going to say this right off the bat, because apparently this is a thing. I have an OF account, okay? I've done OF with people. I've collaborated with people. I don't really promote it on YouTube for that, but like you can find it. It's out there. Just because somebody does OF, there is this notion, and I've seen this a lot with super alt-right conservative people, men and women, that if they find out you have an OF account, they will automatically use that as a means to discredit you because they're like, oh, you've done OF with some people do it with full clothes, some people without. It's very subjective what people do on there. And they're like, well, you do OF, anything you have to say is invalid, and you can't be SA'd because you have an OF. Can we just establish the fact that anybody who makes this type of argument that just because somebody has an OF, therefore they shouldn't be believed, is extremely disingenuous and is really harmful, especially when you're in the area of sex work? Because in that field, whether it be OnlyFans or Corn or whatever, there is a lot of abusive stuff that happens. There are people who take advantage of other people and do horrible things to them. It is an industry that is known for bad people doing bad things in that industry. There's bad people in every industry, but in that particular industry, the adult industry, there's way more where that happens, right? I'm friends with some people in the adult industry who have told me stuff about other creators, and they've been exposed for doing horrible things and not doing boundaries and things that in a scene that they're doing, and it's really horrific. And they get called out, but really nothing ever happens legally because it's in the adult industry, and not a lot of stuff happens, right, in that against people who are done wrong. Because people just say, oh, you do OF, therefore anything that you have to say is automatically worthless. I don't stand for that. People can lie, people can make things up, but that's any person. Any person can do that, whether they have an OF or not. Them having an OF has no bearing on the validity of what they have to say in their experiences. Can we all agree with that? I think it's pretty fair. And he did encourage her to. It's hilarious to me, men who like, hey, you know what? I'll support you doing OF. And then when things don't work out, then they're like, oh, they're a whore, they do OF. It's like, bro, where's the consistency? You either support OF or you don't. It's not that complicated. Well, Tectone, the final court hearing lasted 7 hours. And throughout all, even after having spent an obscene amount of money hiring an ex-judge he had been appointed by the governor of Texas himself, as well as 4 other extra attorneys assisting him, you managed to catastrophically lose to one woman who simply hired one lawyer in a case where the odds were heavily in your favor. Listen carefully when I say this. I know women who have tried and failed to get restraining orders against stalkers and endangered their lives daily, all are presenting substantial evidence. I do want to say here, restraining orders in general on men and women are so difficult to get. Okay, I have had legal experiences in my past where I've tried to get stuff like this, and even when I had literal, indisputable evidence of certain things that have happened, I remember breaking down, crying, because I was like, all I want is to be left alone. And I presented the court all this evidence of real life stalking, and the judge was like, it's all on the internet. What they're doing to use on the internet. There's really no laws in my state of Washington that make it so this is a stalking situation or criminal. If they're coming up to your house or your work, then I can grant you this. But because it's all happening on the internet, we can't really do anything. And laws, and there's no laws or legislation that says that this constitutes as stalking under the RCW code. And I was like, what do you mean? Right? Like, how? Thankfully, my state's actually, funny enough, after my legal stuff, the state of Washington updated the RCW code, and now there's actual stuff in my state where now some of the stuff that I went for legally, it would be considered criminal under the RCW. Go figure, after all my legal stuff. But I was like at loss for words. I couldn't, like, pictures of my house, pictures of my car, sending me personal threatening mail to my house. But because I couldn't prove that they were like actually following me, it was dismissed. I had their legal name, I had everything, right? Threatening to dox me. I was doxxed multiple times. I was swatted, and the courts just didn't care. So the fact that his ex got a restraining order and a stalking order against Tectone is a huge fucking deal. And that should not be taken lightly. Period. It is hard to get that stuff passed in courts. It's hard to explain stuff to where a judge will actually see that and say, hey, this is a real violation. This is criminal. Civil. Criminal civil. You know what's crazy, though? This was not even a restraining order. It was an upgrade version of, for an exceptional case A, protective order made on the basis of SA. It's something that's extremely hard to prove, and the fact that the judge gave him a whopping 10 years is unprecedented. It's usually 2 years. It usually shows how much danger he was considered in regards to her safety. But of course, he'll choose to downplay this as some left versus right political martyrdom, as if he was Johnny Depp and she's Amber Heard. The official court documents are now finally public. You can see the main details of the verdict, the tweet and quoted down below. Transcript will follow very soon, but I will not mention or share it. It will likely contain some more extremely personal details for both parties involved, medical records being one of them. Let it be known that from this point onward, anyone still caught defending Tectone is purposely ignoring facts or what most likely is a desperate and pathetic attempt to gain favor or clout. I'm inclined to believe with that because, like, if somebody's been charged, if somebody has full legal stuff against them and they committed SA and the courts actually rule in favor of, yeah, this person committed SA, nobody you should be associating with Tectone at this point. And if they are, you should be raising your eyebrow. As for me, I'm sure you guys be wondering, why did I choose to only speak up now? Well, it wasn't simply my place to do so, but more importantly, protective orders, court cases are infamously difficult for the victim, especially in the state of Texas. Saying or even hinting about anything could have very easily endangered the entire case for her. Furthermore, seeing that Tectone is most likely a psychopath who happens to be a schizophrenic who doesn't take his medication and had a sizable gun collection, I wouldn't even pretend it's completely... God, I can't read. I'm sorry. My reading today is bad. I couldn't even pretend to completely cut ties with him. The victim was in constant state of fear for her safety, and I wasn't about to make things worse by having him become even more paranoid, especially since he constantly threatened to leak videos taken of her without her consent if she dared speak out against him. And finally, to put the salt in the wound to any of the same tired excuses that will undoubtedly keep coming to defend him, no, the victim did not do this for clout. Dude, this is such a stupid argument to make. Like, I see this so common these days. Somebody speaks out against some negative experience. It's always about clout. Always clout. Trust me, in most cases, somebody saying, hey, I was SA'd. And look, people do lie about that type of stuff. But in most cases, you don't really get clout from that. You get people calling you a liar and calling you crazy and saying it didn't happen and people not believing you in most cases. Seeing that she has way more followers than Tectone, she most definitely did not do this for money. Seeing that she makes more money than him definitely really pissed him off. This was simply done because the guy couldn't stop mentioning and slandering her and every single time he went live, seriously, and because she had a genuine fear for her safety. And you know what? I say that's warranted, given the fact after losing the case, he'd go as far as leaking private court documents to his Discord moderator, who then leaked them to the public through his Discord server, which then doxed her current residential address and oh god knows how many people. Very classy. Now, using third parties to dox other people. I've experienced that myself. Not fun. Nice job, man. Good luck with your appeal. In the end, though, I hope that the victim can finally live her life free of this very sick man's clutches. I also hope that the law eventually catches up with all those who deserve it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Mujin. P.S. I also need to mention that your politics mean less to me than the dirt under my shoe. I'm not an American citizen. I don't hold a green card. I don't even have a U.S. tourist visa. I don't have any political horse in this race because your country means absolutely nothing to me, so don't even try to twist it that way. And fun fact, you can dislike Hassan, Mizkif, and Tectone at the same time. This isn't a football match. Stop being tribal like Neanderthals and make your own decisions instead. That is true, because Mizkif has been going on like a whole rant about Tectone, going through legal documents, but like, Mizkif's also equally shitty. So, but like, and Hassan, I saw Hassan talked about this the other day, and I'm not covering Hassan because I can't stand that man, but like, I can dislike these people and also look at their coverage. You guys use your brain, okay? I like to think that my chat and my viewers are semi-intelligent. Things are not as black and white. Welcome, Hermit Got a Gun. I see some new people. Robbie Loves Rosie, welcome. Sandwich Winchester, welcome to the stream. Taos Haros, welcome. Zahar Watts, I recognize you. I recognize you in your fedora hat all the time. As always, guys, if you like the stream, hit that first link down below. Become a member of the channel. Findings and orders. After considering the application, evidence and arguments of the parties, if any, the court. This is standard court stuff. And at the very big bottom, oh, let me move. You can see the little X right there with the little yellow at the very bottom corner. The court finds that there's reasonable grounds to believe that the respondent, Tectone, committed one or more of the following offenses against the applicant. And that is check, sexual assault. Check, stalking. That's a big deal. Big deal. So, the official protective order, which was filed with Travis County today, as well as Tectone's affidavit confirming that he can no longer possess firearms. Let me explain to you how serious that is. In the state of Texas, he is not allowed to own firearms, which means that if he owns a firearm and doesn't give away his firearms, he will be charged as a felon. It will be a felony charge. I had somebody try to take my guns away. It didn't work, though. Yeah, I had somebody try to take my guns away, even though it had no bearing for anything. Got dismissed. Hilarious. Hilarious taking my guns away. Here are some highlights from the document. The court finds that there's reasonable grounds to believe Tectone both SA'd and stalked Pink. Pink is the X. The court believes it is likely that the stalking would persist if he is not legally barred from it. The protective order persists until January 23rd, 2036. Tectone cannot share any photos, videos of Pink with anyone. Tectone cannot communicate with Pink directly or indirectly except through a lawyer. Tectone cannot engage in any conduct that is, quote, reasonably likely to harass, annoy, harm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Pink directly. Tectone cannot go within 200 yards of Pink's shoe or her residence of her place of work. And Tectone cannot possess or receive firearms. Now, we just went through this, but here's a bigger photo of the finding. Not to communicate in any manner with a person protected by this order in any manner whatsoever, including phone calls, emails, text messages, any kind of social media, or any kind of communication through third parties. This is one of the hard things about, like, I like this, right? I like number O, but the problem here is, how do you actually enforce the third parties things? How do you enforce that? Like, unless you subpoena the third party to make sure that, like, the actual person, Tectone, is, like, giving information to the third parties. How does that get enforced? Because that type of language is rough. Because, like, I can't control what other, like, if you guys go do something and I tell you not to do it and you guys go do it, I have no control over that, right? How do you control third parties through the courts? I don't know. Relinquish any firearms in the respondent's possession by Monday, February 2nd. That's soon. That's what? That's in 3 days? 4 days? Law enforcement provide receipt of relinquishment to Michael L. Locke no later than 5 p.m. on January 26th. The respondent does not possess any. Well, he does own firearms, so he's going to be giving all those up. Not to disseminate, reproduce, or share any kind of photographic, video, electronic, or digital media that is recording of the applicant's display image or applicant. Yep, here we go. The respondent of 42.072 Penal Code, stalking in the nature of scheme. Of course, that's amazing. Getting a stalking protective order. Good for her. Good for her. I understand that I, John Robertson, am prohibited from possessing and receiving firearms. Yeah, this is how this goes. Do not have any firearms. Oh, look at that. He signed it. Look at that. Possession or receipt of firearm prohibited by is punished with 5 to 10 years and fine of not $250,000. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. Now, what's funny about this is that Tectone made a reply, and the best part of all, look at this. Tectone has blocked me, Repsion. I've been blocked by the man himself. How? When? I don't know, but I take great pride in that. Guys, real quick. I was not convicted of a crime. I wasn't involved in a criminal proceeding. No, I'm not going to jail or facing any criminal punishment. Guys, this was a civil hearing with a significantly lower standard of proof than a criminal proceeding. Give me a bit. I gotta finish a couple more things and we'll talk later after. I appreciate you all. I was watching Legal Minds video and you covered a very leave disagrees that what happened makes him sympathetic to you. Oh, you aren't convicted criminal and you will not be going to jail. Right now, I'm not convinced you're evil or a vile guy after seeing the files reviewed. Oh. Even in the file said you weren't a groomer, which is legal. Overall, I reformed my requirement. Interesting. So here we are. All right. So legal mindset. I tried to get a full copy of these documents. I want to actually go through these and read these. Because I tried to get the full copy of it and it was not working for me. So we're gonna go through this. This is I need to state here that this is a public document. Okay, public meaning that you can access these things if you have the court number and you pay a fee. You can get access to them fully. I checked the court. I didn't want to pay like $5-10 for all this stuff, so I was like, you know what? I'll just stream snipe the dude. I don't like Legal Mindset too much. I don't like him as a. I think he says some crazy shit, but I'm mainly just on his channel because I want to review this document, and this is really the only way. I couldn't find it on Kiwi Farms. I couldn't find it on Twitter. I couldn't find this actual document anywhere. I'm sure it will be posted somewhere at some point, though. Now, let me mute him. So this is the case number. It's 24-1202-C-339-5 in the Williamson County, the 395th Judicial Court District. All right, so let's see. Wherever she may be found, defendant Ellie Zurum is an individual residing in Travis County, Texas. She's served as residence. This court has a jurisdiction, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, that's basic. She's formerly on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, OnlyFans, Fansly. Pikachu is a member of the current Mythic Talent. However, Pikachu was not a member of Mythic Talent when the majority of the events described herein occurred. Defendant Freem is a semi-popular VTuber. Freem generates content for Twitch. Freem was previously married to John. Oh, I didn't know that she was married to him. See, I didn't know that. Ugh, she was married to him? Ugh. Freem was previously married to John Tectone Robinson and assisted with the daily management of Tectone's brand and his business. Freem was a member of the Mythic Talent, who she was married to Tectone and only left Mythic after divorcing Tectone. While Mythic Talent, Freem was Mythic Talent's head work designer. Oh, they were part of OTK. Of course, dude. Why everything that deals with these streamers deals with OTK? Have you noticed that? OTK, OTK, OTK. OTK got lolly lovers, hentai lovers. They got them all. They got essays. They got people who hide essay. Good lord, man. Coordinator had a significant amount of power in deciding the business management, including whether or not potential candidates would be added to the agency. Tectone is a popular... including whether the Tectone is a popular streamer, primarily generating income by creating content for a range of social media platforms, Twitch, YouTube, X. Additionally, Tectone is a co-host of popular Steak and Eggs podcast. I'm actually not familiar with that Steak and Eggs podcast. Everyone in the OTK seems like a freak. They really do, Darcy. They really do. It just is it's never ending. It's all the time. So this is it. If I ever have to deal with legal stuff, I'm going to do this. Adding all the handles with the amount of followers. I haven't actually seen that typically is done in legal cases. Let me see here. Let me move this a little closer. Here we go. By 5, they were married in January 3rd, 2016. In early 2022, Tectone was looking for personal assistants to support his content and assist with his day-to-day tasks in the house. Accordingly, Tectone asked Freem to hire as a personal assistant. Yeah, typically, I'm going to just say it. If you're married, you probably shouldn't bring in your, like, wife or partner into your business. Because, like, if you guys have a divorce, it's going to be really messy, and a lot of things are going to happen that are not good. On July 25th, 2022, Freem hired Ellie as Tectone's personal assistant, but secretly, Freem had a crush on Kurzurm and hoped to pursue those feelings. Oh. That's nice. So you hired somebody, but you secretly wanted to fuck them. Okay. On August 18, 2022, Tectone hosted a live stream where he went on real-life adventures, visiting several anime shops and attending an elaborate, expensive sushi dinner. Being that this was work for Tectone, Freem and Charism were not invited to join because they needed to stay at the house and monitor the streams for technical issues. Okay. On July 25th, here, I hate it when things aren't properly the sizing of things. I have to redo this. Sorry. July 25th, 2008 hired. Oh, we already read that. On the same day, Freem was extremely jealous of Tectone's adventure and was pouting in her office. Notice Freem Kurzum suggested they go on their own adventure. Freem was excited by the prospect of going on a date with her crush, Kurzum, and agreed. Get ready for the date. Freem decided to impress and put on her hottest outfit, a 2002 Kim Impossible look with a tight turtleneck and cargo pants. She also made sure that her hair and makeup were perfect. What? After getting ready, Freem and Kazum went on a dinner adventure, knowing sure. Tectone would be straight to the front. Freem and Kazum would like to avoid those locations to ensure that Tectone would not discover their secret date. Freem and Kazum started by going to get Mediterranean food, and during the meal, Freem were on the opposite side of the table, eventually ended up sitting on the same side of the table and getting closer and closer. Then after the meal, Freem and Kazum went to and visited several stores and then got desserts. What? Oh, Lord. Not working instead of work on stream remotely by muting their opponents to limit the background noise would alert and they were not at the house. Okay, so they went on, did their own thing. They're supposed to be at the house helping the stream. When your hearing makes fix the stream thereby safely hiding their date. Okay, so they went on a secret date? What? Okay. Leon, my favorite sexy black man, how are you? How are you today? We're just going over some legal documents of the Tectone stuff. You did miss the Lacari excuse. Well, you missed his apology and shit. So the last stream we covered all of the stuff with Lacari. I have this on VOD, so if you want to go back and watch it later. But I just went through. He made original statement after my stream last week, which we covered, and then he made a response 18 hours ago to his original tweet that he made last week, basically saying he was clarifying the context of what type of hentai porn that he actually watches. So I was like, wow, thanks. Now we know for sure the type that you consume and not the other type that we thought you consumed. Great job. And then he also said some weird thing about how nothing in all the file names, there was nothing illegal in it because people told him that there was nothing illegal. I don't know. Whatever, it's weird. But all my videos are VOD on demand, so you can go watch it back if you want to see it. Or just go to his profile on Twitter and you can read what he posted. Anyway, so Kazum and Freem are on a secret date without Tectone knowing. That's where we're at on August 26th. Freem informed Kit Nektik, an individual only known by their screen name at this time, that Freem was planning on leaving Tectone and moving in with Kazum. On September 1st, 2022, Freem moved out of the home she shared with Tectone and moved in with Kazum. On November 21st, Freem filed for divorce clause 222 manner of marriage, Jessica Robertson. So, this is interesting. Okay. Discritorums. How long? They didn't seem like they were married very long. Ruin Leon does good videos just like you do. Oh, well, thank you, Daily Shaver. I do like Leon. If you haven't, click on his name in chat and subscribe to his channel. He makes good content. Here we go. Pinkchu and Tectone meet and find a connection. Prior to December 2020, Tectone and Pinkchu had never met. But on the suggestion of a common acquaintance, Jay the Bard, Pinkchu was urged to reach out to Tectone. On December 15, 2022, in response to Tectone posting about his divorce, Pinkchu sent a direct message to Tectone on X, firmly offering him support. This was the first time that Tectone and Pinkchu had ever interacted. After that initial contact, Tectone and Pinkchu quickly struck up a friendship, only to realize they had a lot in common. Eventually, after hanging out continued a couple of days, Tectone and Pinkchu started a private romantic... Okay, they started... Damn, they move fast. This is the first time convention hanging out continued over a couple of days to start private romance in December of 2022. Kazum and jealous, Freem spy on intimate moments of Tectone and Pinkchu. While married and living with Tectone, Freem installed security cameras around the house that Tectone and Freem were living in. Tectone had never had access to the cameras and assumed that Freem had removed them when she moved out of the house. Oh, that's weird. Spy. That's so bizarre, spying. on your person after you move out. Well, Mary was living in Tectone, had never access to camera. Unknown to Pikachu, Frame recorded Pikachu and Tectone on at least 3 separate occasions: December 20th, December 25th, and December 29th. Some of these accounts involve private, intimate moments between Pikachu and Tectone. I'm sorry, but like, if you have a house, right, and the person in that house has security cameras, and you live with them, and you know that those cameras are somebody else's cameras, and they have access to those cameras, why wouldn't you remove them yourself when that person left? Is that a crazy thing for me to say? I think that's a little crazy. I'm sorry, but if somebody's cameras were left in my apartment, I would immediately, the first thing I would do is I would remove those things. There's no way I'm letting a camera sit in my apartment that is owned by somebody else. Absolutely not. On December 29, 2000, and after an interview between Pikachu. What is this? Tectone was caught on camera. Freedom called Tectone and asked Tectone, "Is she better than me?" I suppose the Freedom had been spying on Tectone, and Pikachu Firearm intentionally tried to conflict pain on Tectone by exposing that Freedom had cheated on Tectone with Kurzum while they were living together. God, this is messy. After wrapping up the phone call with Freedom, Tectone explained the situation to Pikachu and promised that Freedom would delete the footage and remove the cameras. This is a January 20,000 when Pikachu attended IKCon, an anime convention was by Austin, Texas. Freedom also attended and spread rumors about Tectone and Pikachu. Specifically, Freedom spread that Pikachu was Tectone's new girl. However, a romantic relationship between Tectone and Pikachu, and it was in his infancy, and the two had not placed a public label on it. As such, Tectone spent the rest of the event trying to clarify these rumors. Despite Tectone trying to tamp down rumors spread by Freedom, the rumor started sharing at full speed from January 2023 to August 2023. Discussing lies were about Pikachu and Tectone. These lies include Tectone cheated on Freedom with Pikachu. Pikachu was a homewrecker that broke up the marriage between Freedom and Tectone. These lies included Tectone homewrecker. Pikachu had several cosmetic Pikachu had several cosmetic surgeries. It was considered more of as a gag reflex surgery. It was pain for them, and Tectone was grooming Pikachu as a sex slave due to her autism. What? On July 4th, 2010, and the 4th of July, posted by Annie Splants, her real with individuals known at the time. That is quite the claim. Grooming Pikachu as a sex slave due to autism. I mean, that is not what I expected to be reading in here. That her ex has Spans. Freedom mentioned that her ex was Tectone. Spans mentioned that Tectone was intimidating her because Tectone was larger and louder than Spans, which was extremely rare. Unprovoked, Freedom responded that Spans shouldn't be intimidated by Tectone because what? Micro penis. You know, girl, don't be intimidated by him. He's got a micro penis. Wow. Okay. This is a wild legal document. I mean, with the way that he acts, it could be very plausible that he does have a micro penis. We were out by the conference, fast directed that conversation in a different direction and excused him shortly after. Subsequently, imagine having your penis discussed in a legal document and a judge reading that and lawyers reading that and your exes reading that and then the whole internet reading this. God, that's embarrassing. So Tectone has a micro penis, guys. You heard it here. Subsequently, Annie and Spance attended a few anime nights at Freedom's apartment, but again, Freedom started spreading rumors about Tectone and Pikachu. Then yeah, we have already read this. More rumors that Tectone paid for Pink Chu's plastic surgery to make her more similar to Freem. Essentially, Freem would take every opportunity to disparage Tectone and Pink Chu, and while making her disparaging remarks, Freem had to be a chipper yet spiteful tone. This toxic treatment pushed Spaz and Annie away. It's crazy. I don't even know who on most of these people. I don't even know who they are. In August, Z's Prime, real name currently unknown, visited Tectone and Pink Chu. During their visit, Tectone mentioned that for some reason told me that someone was doing something illegal to me. In response, pulled Tectone aside and explained the entire situation. However, Pink Chu did not learn of the conversation's substance until next week. The following week, Tectone sat down with Pink Chu and explained that Freem had sent intimate footage of Tectone and Pink Chu, which was recorded in December, to the CEO of Mythic Talent. Why would she send intimate footage of them? Is that of like the alleged essay? Or that's weird. Let's see. Picture explained from the first sentence. That's a strange. That like I don't even like unless a crime is being committed. I don't know why you would do that. During company sponsors, Tectone and their company current employee program approached Tectone and about information private. Allegedly, Freem told Chrism that she was monitoring Tectone's bank account and that spreading inappropriate comments about Tectone and Pink Chu. At some point after learning the video was being distributed, Tectone called to connect to discuss the lies that Freem was spreading about Tectone and Pink Chu. During the call, it was revealed that Freem had shown the link between Tectone and Pink Chu and Kinetic's boyfriend and presumed access to his bank account information, was stalking Tectone's purchases and stealing money from Tectone's account. Described her as an infinite money glitch. Stayed long to Tectone's online accounts and was exposed for his search history, including private content with others. This is super confusing. Proof it was cheating while they were married. Claimed that Pink Chu had stolen. Claimed that Pink Chu had stolen Freem's bras and was wearing her own bras for content. Jesus. After hearing about Tectone's conversation with Kinetic, Pink Chu reached out to Kinetic to discuss considered interactions with Freem. Kinetic shared screenshots from Freem. In these posts, Freem shared intimate videos. Why are people just sharing these intimate things with? This is something I don't understand. Like, why are you? Freem deleted certain explicit material that was previously sent to cover. Actions. Additionally, Pink Chu learned that Freem was claiming that Tectone had. I can't. Oh, we have already read that. Result, this Pink Chu lost her passion and energy for work and could barely do so. The depression got so bad, Pink Chu was considered self-harm because Freem had spread so many lies about Tectone and Pink Chu. Or third, Freem posted on X firmly that she was not in good terms with Tectone, and the lawyers were involved. Freem also authorized another streamer, Envocity, to use a clip of Freem and Tectone discussing their marriage in the car as ammunition to slander Tectone. At this point, Pink Chu was afraid that Freem would expose the intimate things to the world because Freem seemed to be losing her mind. On February 3rd, Pink Chu posted on X formally about the situation. This woman is a criminal and has caused me so much anxiety and distress the last year. I need to take a break. She spied with me with cameras, even private moments, and shared with my colleagues and friends illegally. Without knowing her, she spread rumors about me, tried to ruin my career and friendships. I want to go to police for what she would do. Is this the security footage where you privately met her then husband outside public before they were legally divorced in the middle of the night? That's security footage of the home that you own together, your boyfriend, but you really need to watch the skeletons. After seeing the post, your message quote to discuss the situation. A situation of having conversations demanded that Pink Chu's original post needed to be deleted after pulling the post down. Quicker and Pink Chu set up time to discuss things. God, this is why big influencers shouldn't date big influencers, honestly. We'll discuss the entire situation. Pink Chu explains that Freem cheated on Tectone, that Tectone and Pink Chu had not met until after it had decided to get a divorce. Additionally, Pink Chu revealed that Freem was freely sharing intimate content of Tectone and Pink Chu around the community. Quick was shocked by this and said that she would investigate and get back with Pink Chu later. On February 4th, Pink Chu reached out to because Gwen had promised to issue an apology to Pink Chu. However, Quick explains that her standing on the dispute relates to a serious and false allegation against Tectone. You're freaked out in disbelief. And calls group to tell the truth. In that call, everyone learned that Freeman had a Google Doc that she was planning on releasing to go in public. The Google Doc claims that multiple people, Bebe, Grand Chance, Soda Pop, and Morris, were aware of the alleged conduct, and that Freeman was planning to release it unless Tectone and his attorneys acquiesced to Freeman's demands. The next couple of days, Tectone explains its entire situation with V-Bay and Soda Poppin to be cleared up the entire situation. Quick called Freeman and scolded her for lying, and the Freeman admitted that it was a serious false and allegations against Tectone were lies. After that, Chris sent the following message to Picture. I think we're good. I had a very long phone call with Tectone, separate one with Freeman and Cruz. I have the general gist of it. Freeman admitted to lying and manipulating me about the whole thing. I feel even worse knowing that she was the one who literally okayed the tweet that hurt you so badly while being the bad guy. Jesus Christ. Traditionally send over the conversation, freedom to approve the content. How's that? This Freeman person sounds crazy. In explaining the situation, Chris stated that her comment was approved by Freeman and that she originally believed Freeman's lies wasn't lying. In response to all the lying by Freeman, Pikachu elected to file a police report regarding Freeman having the intimate videos and threatened to expose Pinkchu. It goes on, Pikachu's reputation is completely ruined. She cannot work because of the flood of hate comments she was receiving. Specifically, posters were calling her a homewrecker and Tectone whores, without any substantial exception of this lie spread by Freeman. As such, Pikachu starts investigating the source of the rumors and contacting multiple people close to Freeman. In the investigation, she confirmed that Freeman was the source of the rumors. Additionally, a significant number of individuals knew about the videos showing intimate moments between Tectone and P. It had been circulating in the machine and seen by other Mythic Tal employee. Jetstream further, Jim did not sign a picture sooner to the... That's so fucked up. That is so fucked up to send intimate stuff to another people in like in your Discord and communities. You're crazy to do that. I feel bad for this pink girl. According to onto the information, Freeman can under the individuals in control of this anonymous X forum found posting harassing comments. What's up, Rose? How are you? We're just going through legal documents and reading things. On March 11, 2024, Pinkchu sent a cease and desist letter to Freeman. However, Freeman has failed to stop harassing and defaming Pinkchu, according to this lawsuit that was filed. Plaintiff Pinkchu alleges 6 causes of actions against defendant Freeman. Unlawful permanent intimate material, common law, defendant statutory libel, business guarantees, business relation intrusion. Plaintiff Pinkchu sent 2 clauses against defendant. Presumed intrusion of collusion. Along below. After recording, Freeman disclosed the intimate visual without parents' consent. Freeman disclosed the intimate visual material with the intent to harm Pinkchu. Specifically, Freeman distributed the intimate visual to at least Kinetic and Mushu. Freeman closed intimate visual knowing to believe that the intimate visual would obtain to create under circumstances to which the depicted the person had a reasonable expectation that the material would remain private. Pinkchu did not know that there was security camera installed in Tectone's house and didn't expect Freeman to be viewing the cameras or saving videos of their sexual conduct involving... That's so fucked. Individual having believed. My God, I'm a little speechless with some of this stuff, man. This is... As a result, Pinkchu has suffered damages. According to Pinkchu, seeking damages, including mental anguishes from court costs, reasonable attorney fees. Hey, Pinkchu was the woman that Tectone cheated on with. Tectone and Freeman was married. However, Freeman was the one that cheated on Tectone and elected to move out and file for divorce before Pinkchu met Tectone. Pinkchu was a homewrecker that broke up the marriage between Freeman and Tectone. However, Freeman cheated on Tectone and elected to move in before the file of divorce, all was prior meeting. Stole one of bras and wore it while creating content. However, Pinkchu purchased the bra months before using it for content, meeting Freeman. Pinkchu was contemplating a gag reflex surgery for Tectone. However, Pinkchu was never contemplating the surgery, and Tectone was grooming Pinkchu. Grooming is defined as particular preparing to train for some particular purpose of activity. In this connotation, Freeman was implying that Tectone was preparing Pinkchu as a sex slave because she was autistic. However, this is not the basis of the relationship between Tectone and Pinkchu. Plaintiff Pinkchu is a public figure. Defendant Freeman made these statements in actual manner to damage Pinkchu's public reputation as she was trying to get back at Tectone and Pinkchu. Gag reflex surgery. Okay, I did surgery. Her treats chronic gag by physically repositioning the soft bone, measure separating that from the tongue. It's used in case where the plate constantly touches the tongue. Is this for like blowjobs? Is that what this is for? I don't. Unless like you have a really bad for like just eating general food or something. I don't know what you would get that. I mean, people are more welcome to educate me. I don't know stuff about that. Plaintiff, time to get back. We already looked at this. Statutory libel. As outlined, defendant Freedom engaged in defamation. This occurred through written messages to certain individuals. Freedom's defamatory statements were intended to injure Peach's reputation, subject to actual hatred, contempt, and ridicule. Additionally, the statements caused financial injury, were used to impeach their honesty, integrity, and personal reputation. If he has a micro penis, why does she need that surgery? Yeah, you know, that's a great question. Right? All right, where is this? All right, this is libel. Interesting, much intent to injure. We already. Where is this? There we go. Defense for intentionally treated the plaintiff's Pichu solitude. Spied on Pichu while she had an expression privacy monitor the recording Pichu on the security cameras that Freedom installed in Tectone's house. Freedom had moved out of the house, and Freedom Tectone. Freedom could have spied on the recording. Yeah, this is already established. Plaintiff Pichu has sustained suspended physical, mental, and emotional injuries as a result of defendant's Freedom. As a result of the injuries described above, Pichu has suffered and will reasonable actual damages, physical pain in the past, present, future, mental anguish of the past, present, future, loss of impairment. Defense cease all presume show future containing coded possible numbers to social media platforms, email, text messages, social media, publish images. All right. Further, you have destroy everything, preserve all documents, tangible networks, abbreviation, ID keys, defendants, password keys, and other. Identify all defense created sites, locations, any nature that depicts the plaintiff. How did you get a gifted membership? I wish YouTube had told me you were alive an hour ago. No worry, Dante. So Darcy T, the mod in my chat, gifted you a membership. So welcome, guys. If you want to become a member, hit the membership button. First link down below in the description of this live stream. It'd be mucho appreciated. I'm sorry to tell you when you were snuck out for a cute. I'm sorry for you for when we sneak out for a cute mall date. Big boy, I knew it fell after like 2 months of secret liking him. I made him take some. Okay, he's in the shower. I'm high, so like we like each other, right? And I thought he liked me for a bit. This Freedom person's a piece of shit. Piece of shit. So like East she took him out and I want to get in on him. And my shops, I was like, man, fuck this dude doing all my favorite things without me. I didn't work. And Chris was like, well, let's go do some. Oh, okay, so we're getting context of what we were talking about earlier. And don't worry, Dante. So, Dante, all my streams, you can go back and watch them after they're complete. I do not hide my streams. So then we got to the mall, went to all my favorite stores. I wanted to shoot guns with him, make a cute bet. Because I'm actually God tier, and I want to see if we wanted to oh, she means about playing games at the. She tried. It was so cute, and then it was my turn. Jesus. And then he took my prize and was like enamored about how good I was and felt so nice to be like, whoa, you're so good at something and be impressed with it. And I was basking in it. We got desserts and shit and ate that all out. Techie called me saying the stream was down. And Cruz and I are the only two that have access to his stream, and we were supposed to be at the house, but we were both out together, so we both had to like sneaky fuckers be about it, muting every time a loud sound would happen when we were outside pretending I was fixing the stream, and so was he, and then we both got off the hook and fixed it remotely. makes me bright. Yeah, but seriously, it's like, didn't want to stress out the cats. Tectone still thinks we're perfect together. I won't take that I don't love you anymore, as I just don't love him anyway. He's an answer to why. He needs an answer why, even though I told him it's due to a lot of reasons, but that's sure some of them don't have resolved, but I still feel the same about him. He says love is just choosing someone and loving them. I won't take that. If that's the case, I just don't want to choose him. How old? I don't know how old these people are. This seems so juvenile. Like, the way that they talk is just like something like when you're 18, 19, 20 would be. I was like, I love Sir Cruz and was asking him to bring a pen to the party we're doing tonight because I was spamming Tism under the. Thank you very much. Anything new? Is there anything new with this, or is it the same thing? What is. It takes for John to. This is what it takes for John to fucking let me out of this marriage. A smaller price to pay than dealing with his aftermath of him resenting me. I know me that would probably. And I think I almost can't imagine how difficult something like that would be. Same age as you and into anime and all that stuff. So if you want to go to a convention and just need a friend, I'm always down. Sorry for the weird invite, but I know that in the lowest I had some people reach out. I was supposed to meet you the other day. That never happened. So definitely. Lived here for 2 years, some pro wrestling, and take care of my sick dad. I wish they would show like more of the full conversations. Or maybe this is full. I can't see because I don't have the original document, so I don't like not being able to see all this shit, like the full screenshot. Oh, here we go. He could kick me off anytime. I also found that he's been happy on Christmas too. Man, this is so weird that you're using your cameras to watch somebody from a distance. This Freedom person's wacko. You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro. God, that's so violating. That's so violating. I would be, dude, if I found out somebody was doing, I would be enraged. Enraged. Somebody was doing this to me. Hey, Kit, what do you know about? Oh my god. This girl drama, man. All right, John Robertson. John Robertson's Tectone. Whereas Zaka is respond. The applicant has filed an original protective order asking other things. Temporary ex parte order to restrain the respond. John voiced that unplayed in the application protective order. These are there for restrain. This is pretty standard to get stuff like this in cases. Attacking, violence, sexual assault, stalking, attempting community. Yeah, so he got a protective. They got a protective order against him, and a stalking order against Tectone, and the fact that he can't use guns or own guns anymore. Attempting to communicate with applicants. The court finds further good cause against this order. Responded to going 200 yards to the person's place, removing children. Yeah, this is standard. Linda Lamar. Motion to sealed records. Okay. I mean, that's valid. I'd probably want some of this stuff sealed too. I wouldn't want all this stuff on the internet, but unfortunately that's not how it works. The postponed account all the evidence taken as a whole before claim submit. I mean, yeah, I intimate partner relations and like video and stuff should be absolutely sealed. Interesting. Well, does he have another? Oh, look at that. He's as part 2 is incoming. Interesting. Well, I'll probably have to, maybe I'll cover that for the next time that I part 2 docs, exclusive doc drops. I wonder if he's actually going to drop the documents. Because that would be nice to actually drop the documents so people could actually read them and go through them themselves. How are you guys today? How's your guys's Thursdays? Any plans? I am going out to a sushi place tonight. I'm excited for that. Also, since this is a live stream, I'll tell my viewers on live because I don't really want to mention this in normal videos because this is live. Starting in March of this year, I may no longer be a bus driver because I applied for a different position at my job, and I went through 3 different types of interview processes and assessment stuff, and I scored really high on everything. And February 5th, I have a manager position interview for a supervisor, which automatically increases my pay up from $7. So I'll be making almost $46 an hour, which is crazy if I get this job position. But I'll be moving out of, if I get this position from the interview, I am going to be in a whole different field, and I'm going to be working with ADA and elderly. There's a lot of people don't know this, but like if you have a bus company, you have to have some sort of part of that bus company has to provide ADA services for people who are disabled and the elderly. And yeah, I applied for that, and I'll become a supervisor, and I'll be overseeing, me and this other person will be overseeing literally 50 drivers in the whole department, which is a huge deal. I really am I hope that I get this. It would be so amazing if I get this. I'm pretty confident I'm going to, personally. But if I don't, I don't, right? And there's a new supervisor position opening in a week from now for a different supervisor position than the one that I'm currently going to interview next week for. So I'm really excited for that because I've been driving now for April will be 2 years. I have been driving back to back, and I have learned so much at my job in terms of customer service, like so much stuff that I would never, I have said on YouTube videos that I would never work a customer service job, right? And here I am being the front of customer service, being a bus driver downtown Seattle, and it has been a life-changing experience for me. Especially from a social standpoint, because I'm in so many different scenarios and situations with customers, and every day is different, and I deal with so many different people that no day is ever the same. I deal with the crack addicts, I deal with the people who are mentally ill, I deal with the angry people, I deal with people who are disabled, I deal with people who have no legs sometimes, I deal with people who are just miserable all the time, and I deal with people who are happy all day long, right? It's such a mixture of people that I deal with, and it's been probably one of the best things for me socially because I'm a big introvert. And now that I've 5 days a week, I'm with people 50 hours a week, and I'm working with people and talking with people and saying hi to people and just talking with people and help. It's been amazing. So now, after 2 years of driving in downtown Seattle and going down one-way streets and driving the chaos that is Seattle, I'm ready for something new. And even if I don't get the job, I'm still going to be a bus driver, and I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. But I want to do something new because I feel like I've hit that plateau. I feel like with a jobs, you hit a plateau at some point where like you feel like you've learned everything, And I feel that way with bus driving. Like, I can drive downtown Seattle one-way streets with a coffee in hand and go like, I've just gotten really good. I have no car accidents. I've gotten awarded at my job. I've gotten several achievement trophies at my job because I've avoided collisions that normally people would get in a car accident from, and like, I've avoided it. I've been awarded accomplishments for it, and I'm ready for something new, you know? So I just thought I'd let you guys know, because I'm not gonna let people know on YouTube like through an actual dedicated upload, but live stream is, I don't know, I find live streaming to be far more personal and intimate. So that may be happening in the future. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated if it does. If I get the job, it's going to be crazy fun. I get 8 weeks of paid training. So it is the Americans with Disabilities Act. That thing, yes. That would be it. Yeah, I guess bus companies have to have a section where they help people with disabilities and stuff, which is nothing wrong with that. What the hell? Why do I have a bunch of Japanese words just popped up on my screen? What did Tectone do? He essayed somebody. It's pretty juicy. But honestly, everybody in this Tectone situation seems like they're all kind of fucked up with the exception of the pink lady. I feel really bad for her. Genuinely. In fact, you know what I want to do? I want to find her on Twitter. Let's see if I can find her on Twitter. What was her name? Pink. I feel... Oh, I already follow this person. Oh, that's her? I did not know this was her. I already follow this individual. Damn. Well, the more you know. Anybody read Japanese? I have no idea what that said. It's probably just spam. I didn't even see it pop up in my chat. Hopefully you get weekends off too. So that's another thing. If I get this job, I'll be working on Monday through Friday, which is, here's the crazy thing is, so as a bus driver, it goes in order of seniority. We have over 500 drivers. I think we actually have over like almost 1,000 drivers, right? A lot of people. And in order for me to ever get weekends off, I have to earn seniority in my job. And apparently it's about 5 to 6 years before you can get enough seniority as a driver to get weekends off. If I get the supervisor position in management, Monday through Friday, Saturdays and Sundays off from the get-go. And then there's another supervisor position. If I don't get this one and I apply for the other one, then they'll give me 4 10s. So I'll work 4 days, Monday through Thursday, or Tuesday through Friday, 4 10s, and then 3 days off. Which ideally that would be amazing too, because I would love to have 3 days off. 3 days off would be incredible. But hell, I'll take with the Monday through Friday, because just even having Saturdays and Sundays off, because I can't do a lot with Thursdays and Fridays. Like, I can't go out and hang out with people. I can't hardly do anything because everybody's busy and everybody works. So, oh, I do want to say this is really funny. This photo right here, Peach Jars, he has me blocked on every account, but you all can post under this Tectone's latest tweet and ask him if he's jealous. So, Peach Jars, I love her. She's so funny. Posted her holding a gun because, again, Tectone can't legally own firearms, and he had to give all of his firearms up. And if he owns a firearm and touches a firearm, he gets a felony charge. So what better way to taunt? You know what I should do? I should do something. You know what I should do? You know what I'm going to do on Twitter? I'm going to do the same thing. After this stream, I'm going to post a photo of me holding my guns just like this. If you don't follow me on Twitter yet, you should. It is... just type in Repsion on Twitter and it should pop up. It's Darth Potato double H. I love the internet, and I love that aspect of the internet where we can taunt shitty people and there's literally nothing they can do. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Oh, look at that. Tectone's actually trending on Twitter right now as we speak. As we speak. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. What do you guys got? You guys got plans for the weekend? You guys got plans for the rest of the day? The language look Korean. I don't know. Korean, Japanese, Chinese, they all look the same to me. I'm talking about their language. Oh, God. Ah. Man. 410s is the freaking dream. It really is the dream. I mean, I was just reading yesterday that there's a thing about how a 32-hour work week is shown to actually in other countries has shown to be more productive, and people are more efficient with the work that they do, and they're more productive at their job with a 32-hour work week instead of 40. So you just work 4 days, 8 hours, or 4 days, potentially 10. And it's all around the world. Like, companies do that. And only in America is this like 5 days a week, 40 hours. And then all these other countries, 32-hour work week, 32-hour work week. I think it was like, it's not, Sweden or Ireland have like, you can get up to like 3 months of vacation out of the year or something like that. It's crazy how much other countries just reward you for being a good employee and how much they're more charitable to give you time off. I think it's only like for like if you have a kid, I think it's only like a month in America you get off of work. It's just like America's working the way that it forces the common workforce is just bad in my opinion. It could be so much better. We are fixing out plumbing, hanging out with my cats and dog. Birthday is on Monday. Oh, how old are you going to turn? Cute. How old? It's garbage in Canada too? Is it what, 40-hour work week in Canada? That would never fly in corporate America. I mean, that's true. That is true. Corporate America's bad. It's only going to get worse, especially with the replacement of AI. I don't know if you guys saw Amazon's like taking out what was it? Like they were laying off like 17,000 employees. It's pretty big. It's a huge deal. Apparently some places don't have sick days. You just stay home if you're sick. Really? So I can't take a sick leave unless I have the built up time, and I only make an hour. I think it's every 40 hours I make an hour and like 1.7 hours per 40 hours, which is just crazy to me. It's like, bro, so I can work an entire month every 2 weeks or I work 40 hours a week, 40, 40, 40, and 40. And then out of all that, I only get just barely 4 hours of sick leave. Sometimes even less than that. It's like, okay. So essentially you have to work like 2 months straight, no days off to get sick leave with my company. Like I can take vacation off anytime I want, sick anytime I want, but I have to earn it. And I earn it per 40-hour work week that I do. So that it just makes it so I have to be very careful on how I use my sick leave and use my vacation, because it's so much easier to use it than it is to earn it, if that makes sense. You make 8 hours of PTO per check. Oh man. Right now I make 6 hours of wait, you make 8 hours of PTO per check? Are you serious? You make 8 hours of PTO per check? What the fuck do you do, Darcy? How is that even possible? No, I'm dead ass, dude. I earn 3 hours of vacation, PTO. Every 40 hours, I earn 3 hours of PTO. And then my sick leave, I earn 1.7 or like 1.5 every 40 hours worked. So after 2 weeks, that's what, 1.5 plus 1.5 is like just like 3 hours of sick leave per paycheck. That's crazy. I can't even imagine 8 hours of PTO per check. Man, if that was the case, I'd have so much PTO. How does PTO, is PTO, is that done by the company or is that done by the state? Cut 8 hours of PTO. Mine's combined. I get 3 weeks total per year. Lots of PTO at my place. It's a healthcare, so sometimes I can't actually take my PTO, but I have like 120 hours right now. Jesus Christ. 100. See, my job caps everything. They're like, you can't have more than 80 hours of a accumulated PTO. And then at the end of the year, I have to use at least 40 hours of my PTO or else I lose it. Or I can ask them to pay it back to me, right? But I'm like, dude, so like if I ever wanted to accumulate, let's just say 200 hours of PTO and never take a day, I can't because they force me to fucking, it's so bullshit. I think that's more of a company. You should be able to earn as much sick leave and vacation time as much as you want, and like there shouldn't be a cap, in my opinion. Companies shouldn't be capping that. You just took a year off of working and lived off my savings, pretty much broke now. I have done that myself, Max. I've done that a couple times in my life. Wouldn't recommend it. It'd be a bit stressful. Oh, wait, what's this? I just got sent something. All right. Is this working? Wait, is there no audio? Oh, no, is this, come on, why is this not working? Why is this, 1 second, my audio is not registering properties.
Video this Sunday where I am quite literally blindfolding Seer and I'm taking him to a surprise location.
Oh my god, and then you're gonna shoot him.
Yup.
Because guess who can own firearms? Us. Unfortunate.
You know, I was like debating, I was telling them about how the Twitter algorithm is all fucky-wucky now.
Yeah.
I may just start taking pictures with my guns, because...
Can I take photos with your guns?
Yes. Guys just love that.
Yeah. You know, my feelings are I hate OnlyFans women, and I also hate not being able to own guns. But that's something I would say if that was my problem.
Wait, I got
But
it.
it's not my problem, because I actually love OnlyFans women, and I can own guns.
Last night I tweeted this and I completely forgot about it. Because he has me blocked everywhere. And
Oh my god, dude,
I
you
said
did so well.
He said, he has me blocked everywhere on every account. Can y'all post this under Tectone's latest tweet? And please ask him if he's jealous. And it's this picture of me holding my gun. And then somebody posted a video of it.
A video?
Of everybody. Hang on. Everybody posting my picture.
Oh, that's so funny.
Tectone's tweet.
That's amazing! That's fucking awesome. Oh shit, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, I gotta retweet that. Dude, this sound. I gotta watch it one more.
Dude, this is why I love the internet. I love the internet like this, man.
We're almost there. I'm like,
What a little giggle. What a little
it's
giggle.
so funny because I think this dude thinks he's above the law, and he's definitely about to just get fucked over by the law again because he just can't keep his damn mouth shut.
I think he wants to be fucked.
That's weird and gross. I don't like.
Oh man, I'm gonna do it after the stream is done. I'm gonna post a photo of me with my guns because I recently got a new gun myself. I got a 357 Magnum, and I got a little pink pistol too. And I got a Glock, and then I got one of the worst guns ever. My grandpa had one of the. My grandpa passed away, and I got one of his guns, and it's literally. I looked up. I'd never seen this little gun like this big. I looked this thing up. It is rated one of the worst guns in the world. Like, just being a horrible, unreliable, this tiny little pistol. It's known for like jamming all the time and like being super inaccurate. And I looked up the price. You can get like this little 22 dinky little pistol for like $70. I'm not even joking. It's rated one of the worst guns I've ever made, which is just, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I have the worst gun ever made. This is cool. Can I show guns on a live stream? I can show you what I'm talking about. You want to see this really shitty gun? I should be able to show a gun on live stream, right? I'm not doing anything crazy with YouTube. I don't know. Can I show that? I should be able to. Fine. I don't think there's any rules against me showing a firearm on YouTube. Is there? I mean, I guess we'll find out, right? If the stream goes down, we'll know. Let me show you this little tiny little gun, okay? I want to show you this little. This doesn't even look real, to be honest. This little gun, look at this little guy. A little Jennings. It's a little Jennings, the worst gun ever. Ugh, the mag is so... I think the mag's rusted, too. Where's the... Ugh. Yeah, I think this is... Don't worry, it's not loaded. If I can get this magazine out... Ugh. Yeah, isn't it cute, though? I can't even get the dude. I think the magazine's rusted in it. I don't remember even being able to get the magazine out when I did this. Oh, weird. Yeah, I have to hold the bottom of this and think. Is it? What the fuck? Oh yeah, dude, that's weird. I have this pull this little thing like this. Look at this little magazine. Look at that. Yeah, some rust in there. But yeah, little 22 Jennings, man. The worst gun ever. This one is my Magnum though. Like, look at this. This is my little. Oh, this thing is. I love this. This is a beautiful, beautiful Taurus Magnum 357. Oh, this thing shoots like a champ. It's so... Oh. It's nice and hefty. And now this little one, little Barra. This doesn't have the magazine in it, but the magazine's actually pink too. Nice little pink gun. And then my favorite one, this was actually my first gun I ever got, was my compact Glock 27. I love this. I love Glock so much. Yeah, I love it. I love my guns, man. And I have more guns, but that's all I got right now. That's what I have that's actually, like, I own on hand. All my other guns, I got a shotgun, and then I have a vintage 1940s pump action 22 rifle that is like, I'm not even joking, like, it's only this big. It's like a little kid rifle. I looked up how much it was worth because it was my great-great-grandpa's who gave it to me. That thing is worth almost $5,000. Like, dude, it's beautiful. Little 22 pump action, but pump 22. And like the wood, it's as like old 1940s wood when they would have the handle, the butt stock, the pump. I don't know gun terms. The little pump thing is like made of like a walnut wood, like super vintage shit. No rust, no nothing. It's at my parents' house. I also have a little sawed-off little shotgun too. Pretty cool. Yeah, I like my guns. I like guns a lot. I grew up shooting guns. So. The guns keep getting bigger. Well, the pink gun was actually... there's a story behind that. Not going to go into detail, but essentially, I bought that as a Valentine's gift for an ex of mine. And that relationship didn't work out. And that... basically, I left, and I grabbed that when I left because I gave it to her. The gun's still in my name, right? I'm not going to... and I left and took the gun because the person who they had an affair with was in the house and has a criminal record. And I didn't trust leaving a firearm in a house with a criminal. And the gun has my name attached to it, right? Like, which turns out the guy stole a bunch of shit too. So I was like, when I found that out, it's like, it made me even feel way better. Like, I did the right thing by taking my guns back. What headphones are these? These are the Logitech. Actually, let me pull up my Logitech. I don't even remember what they're called. Let me pull up my hub thing so you can... These are the Logitech G733s. I highly recommend these headset. They're under $100. They're phenomenal. They have incredible battery life. Don't use it for the microphone, right? Like, if you're using it for the microphone, I wouldn't recommend it. But the headset itself, like, look at that. Bendy, it's super comfortable. I can put it on my head and have it on for hours. Yeah, definitely. They have them in white, blue, purple. It kind of sucks though, because I had the Sony HZ1s headset, right? They're these big white ones, noise canceling. They're phenomenal noise canceling headphones. I bought them a year and a half, about 2 years ago when they came out. They were phenomenal headset, like true noise canceling. You put it on, you can't hear shit. Right? And it lasted me 7 months. 7 months, and it just died. Stopped working completely. I'm like, okay, I'm never going to buy $300 headphones ever again after that. And the warranty was really short. It wasn't even a 6-month warranty from what I remember. I think it was like a 3-month warranty or something. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not buying $300 worth of headsets just to have it die. You have Steel Series 1. See, I'm not a big fan of Steel Series. I like Logitech, I like Sennheiser, and I do like Sony, with the exception of the gaming headset that I got. I have Sony headsets. I have the Sony MZ, the 3000, 2000? Those really expensive, like $500 wireless crazy ones. I have those that I use to listen to music when I'm traveling. But for gaming, nah, these are perfect. They work wonderful. They don't hurt my head. They're stretchy. They're comfortable. And the best part of all, the battery lasts fucking forever. Like, genuinely, it's a super long-lasting battery. And you just don't get that a lot in headsets these days. So, hopefully that answers your headset question. Oh, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you surely should. Repsion. Let me check the news. What's going on right now? CS acting director. Oh, did you see this? I want to show you this. This is hilarious to me. All right. The CISA acting director uploaded sensitive documents to ChatGPT. Dr. Mahao Gudamakamukahukalukalaka, the CSI acting director since May 2025, uploaded at least 4 official use-only documents to the public ChatGPT in early August in 2025, despite the tool being blocked on the DHS network. The incident triggered insider alerts, threat alerts, and the DHS security review, and has damage assessment whose findings remained undisclosed. Amid the CSA's mission to protect against hackers from Russia and China, the lapse drew widespread criticism, including from Democrats like Republican Benny Thompson, and Gramalalaka Lukala nomination for the permanent director faces Senate delays. This is where we're at, guys. This man right here uploaded a personalized government document to ChatGPT. The Indian tech support role is not as accurate as we thought, guys. He did a doo-doo. He's a moron. Xbox customer support. We do stupid things. Oh my god. That is a wild headline. Honestly, that just popped up on my Twitter thing, and I read the headline, I'm like, there's no way. But yeah, apparently that happened. Oh man. Dude, have you guys seen the level of dependency on ChatGPT and how bad it's getting? My stepdaughter told me the other day that her teacher was using ChatGPT to make exam questions. Like what? Seriously? I mean, look, ChatGPT can be helpful, but holy goddamn motherfucker. For real. Stop using it for everything. People are developing relationships with AI. They're falling in love with the AI bots. It's getting too much. It's getting too much, guys. I have a Logitech mouse and need a new headset. My old Skull Candy ones are falling apart. Brother, you got Skull Candy? Did they even still make headsets? I haven't seen Skull Candy since I was like a teenager. That is, God, Skull Candy. Uh-oh. We got a statement. Donald Trump on home ownership. Donald Trump says, quote, people that own their homes, we're going to keep them wealthy. We're going to keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody who didn't work very hard can buy a home. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up for people that own their homes. The problem is that we're never going to be able to own a home. Most Americans will not. Dude, if I get this new job, so this last year I made $75,000 at my job. If I get this new job, I'll be up at $90,000 a year. And that's still not enough for me to qualify for a bank loan. Did you know how the bank loans work in America to get a house? I have to have 5 years of tax returns that say that I make a certain amount of money in order to qualify for a loan. I found that out. So back when I had a really big savings, I had almost like $150,000 in savings at one point. I do not have that now, but I used to. I went to the bank and I'm like, hey, I'm looking at actually maybe putting a down payment on a house, right? And they're like, yeah, so even if you put $100,000 down right now, you still only be approved for this amount for a loan, because we look at the income on your tax return and how much you've made through taxes. And then I looked at my past 5 years, and there was a year that I made like $24,000, one was $40,000, the other year was like $30,000. It was all like under $50,000. I made money, but it was all under 50 grand. They're like, so if we calculate the last 5 years of your tax return, this is how much you made in total, which will qualify for maybe about $100,000 loan. And I'm like, what? But I'm like, my credit's over 700. They're like, yeah, but you don't have the income to where you can get a loan for $300,000 or 400,000 or realistically $500,000, because that's how much houses cost. And I'm like, wow. So pretty much I have to have a job that makes me $100,000 a year for 5 years before I can even get a loan to buy a house. Like that's awesome. That's great. You know? Too bad it wasn't where I was financially back in 2009 when the housing market was so goddamn horrible and mortgage rates were so terrible and then nobody could live anything because everybody could buy a house because everything was so cheap because of how bad the mortgage companies fucked up. The problem with Seattle is that commute to the affordability areas longer. Yeah, so I don't live in Seattle anymore. Thank God for that. I actually live 10 minutes away from my job. And ever since I got my job working as a commercial driver and living as close to I do, 10-minute, 12-minute max at work, I love it. I'm never going to ever do a long commute ever again. I used to drive 30, 40 minutes back and forth for a job. I'm never doing that ever again. I will literally move apartments just so I can live 10 minutes away from work, because it really does make or break how it makes or breaks everything. Like, I'm not spending hundreds of dollars. I'm not spending $200, $300 every week because I'm driving 30, 40, 50 miles every single day, 5 days a week. It's just crazy how people want to commute. I will live, the apartment I live in right now, it looks pretty cool in the background, but this apartment's a shithole. Literally, it's a fucking shithole. And I pay almost $1,700 a month for this 1-bedroom apartment where the paint's coming off and my fucking cabinet just broke the other day. I'm overpaying for where I'm living, but also it's one of the cheapest places I can get is $1,700, and I'm 10 minutes away from work, which honestly I'm saving a couple $100 every single month just the fact that I live so close. Bum 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 bum. Oh. All right, guys, I've been streaming on for almost 2 hours. I'm going to head off for today. I will catch you guys all next Thursday. I want to thank you guys all who are here. I'm going to open up the chat room really quick. Let me see. Pop out chat. I want to see all the names here. Participants. Here we go. I want to say Chris Church, Cute Cat, Darcy, Dante, The Daily Shaver, Zahari Watts. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream, The Daily Shaver. I want to thank you guys for stopping for the last 2 hours and watching me live. I'm going to head off, and I will see you guys all next Thursday. Should I do a redirect? You guys want to do a redirect? Have you ever done a redirect? So a redirect, before I end this, is where I click on somebody's name who's also live streaming, and I send them there. Want to try it? I've never done a redirect. Let's see if I can actually even do this properly. All right, so let's see. Analytics. And thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs today, Darcy. I really appreciate that. I don't even see the option to do this. Where is this redirect thing? There's see, Twitch was so easy. You could just press a thing and it would just instantly move people. This with YouTube, stream settings. All right, let's see. I think it's... Nope, don't see it. There's no redirect, customization. Oh, add. Here we go. Here we go. God, there's like nobody actually I can throw you guys into a stream. I'm looking at my lives right now. There's nobody. There's Markiplier. I'm not going to do Markiplier though. Kind of funny games. Dr. Lupo. There's Destiny. Fuck no, I'm not doing Destiny. All right. Nobody I can fucking reroute the stream to that I will support. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next Thursday. And yeah. Bye.